Thank you guys from Mount Washington. Right now, we would like to welcome in PRP because we have got a special donation coming up next. Mount Washington, thank you guys so much. Come on up here, PRP. We got to make room. Come on, everybody.
Come on up.
Let me tell you something. It is always good when we have a crowded TV right now, and this is the good stuff. All right, who do we have? Who's going to be speaking today on behalf of PRP? Okay.
So this is not specifically PRP, but
Okay.
we got a donation that we're receiving from this young man right here.
Oh.
It's going to be credited to PRP, and right here is his family. Yeah, and she's going to speak to you first, I believe.
So this is Max Cawthon. His parents can't be here. His parents are Sarah and Garrett. Max has been able to collect $100 to donate. Max is 25 years old. His parents wanted me to say on their behalf, thank you to Crusade for Children. You guys have done an amazing job. They have been part of Max's journey, and they want to say thank you for that.
Well, Max, thank you for everything that you do.
Max can't hear, Max cannot see, but his mother has taught him tactile sign language. She's also taught him how to do type on a Braille typewriter. She also taught him how to read Braille, and she's teaching him how to play the piano. So, yeah.
That is so amazing right there. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together for Max and everything that he is doing and receiving from the WHAS Crusade for Children. Right now, let's get it over to Travis Breeze.
Thank you, Kent. We're in the Crusade office right now with Mike Bensing and Mark Hampton, two guys who have been volunteering for how long?
31 years.
Yeah, 31
So,
years. Yeah.
Started in '94.
Yes.
At least that's what we think.
1994. That's the best we can. That's the best we can recollect.
And what are some of your guys' duties when you volunteer?
Yeah. So, well, I'll start out, Mike. So, we first got started when the former National City Bank became the bank for the Crusade, and we were working in the check processing area, and the Crusade takes in a lot of checks, more so then than what it does now. And we had an opportunity to come down here and be part of the people that set up the deposits for check processing. And ever since then, we've really worked here in the money area, the check area, and helped get the deposits together, and basically just do whatever we're asked to do now.
What is it like when you come back the first time you step in the building, another year of Crusade? What's that feeling like?
It's pretty good. Most of the people here know us now. When I checked in out front, she said, "Okay, you know the drill. Have fun," and that was pretty much it.
And then we were talking too about how many Crusade shirts do you think you have in your closet or your dresser?
Yeah, so the polo shirts, my gosh, there's a plethora of colors in there. I'm going to say I probably have about 12 or so hanging in there. That they wear nice, they're good. I don't know who makes them, they're good quality.
They're soft, that's for sure. Well, what could you say to the people at home who may be considering donating about why it's so important, why this is such a special cause?
Well, being behind the scenes, we know how much actually does go to the communities and how much effort they take to make sure it goes to the communities that donated. They log everything. Everything is tracked from where it comes in, where it goes out. It just does a lot of good for the communities.
Yeah, I would say, this is one of the few things where every dollar does go back to the kids. And
this year,
the
like
effort
you
to
said,
get
is our
those
first year
funds
as
into
West
the
Hardin.
communities where it came from.
But we have been doing it for several years. I've been doing
all that stuff is covered by the endowment. So everything that you give to the Crusade does go to the kids. And when you see the help that takes place, when you see what goes on, it's really great to be a part of something like this. You don't find it anyplace else in the country. You really don't.
Well, that number to call to give a pledge is 502-582-7511 or 888-382-7511. 31 years of volunteering from these guys. There's some convincing going around in the building right now to try to keep them for a few more. But thank you guys so much for all your work volunteering.
Thanks so much, and thanks to WHAS Crusade. We really appreciate it.
All right, back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Travis. We are now joined by Anderson County Fire. Heather, would you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Heather Smith. I'm a recruit firefighter with the department. This is Tim Harrod. He's a firefighter with the department. And this year is our first year in 10 years that we've actually been able to contribute.
Wonderful. And so what brought you back to Crusade?
Yeah, so one of our chiefs brought the idea up. He's real big into community. He just had a leadership change and everything like that. And so we're hoping that we can make this bigger and better each year.
Amazing. What has been your favorite part about being a part of the Crusade this year?
Yeah, so we actually pulled the auxiliary into it. They headed up a bake sale for Crusades this year. So all the auxiliary members baked goodies. We sat out at one of the truck stops in town, and our kids actually came and held booths and collected money. So it was really nice to have that community.
Amazing. I think one thing that's amazing about the WHAS Crusade for Children is that it's multi-generational.
Right.
You'll see families and kids and grandparents, so it's wonderful.
Yes, absolutely. And just seeing the community come together. We had stories of people that were dropping money off that their family members were retired firefighters, and they've donated year after year, and they were just really excited to see us doing this again.
That's great. I mean, what we hear all the time is that there's no one that hasn't been impacted in some way by the Crusade.
No, and I think what Anderson County represents too as well is that the Crusade goes well beyond the Waterson too. It goes statewide here in Kentucky. What does that mean? Tim, I want to ask you a question. What does that mean to have Anderson County Fire Department represented at the Crusade?
Well, like we said, we haven't done this in 10 years, so it's good to get back and give back to the community and have our community help and be part of that and be part of something bigger.
Yeah. Why don't you give that truck stop a shout out? Who was that day?
That was the BG 127 truck stop. They just opened up this year. So Goldie is the owner. He owns a little stop over in Versailles also, and so he was a big supporter as well.
So folks are making their way east.
Yes.
They can stop by and patronize, right? Because they're Crusade supporters, right? That's awesome, Heather. Great. Thank you.
Amazing. And I have to ask, it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
You think you'll be back next year?
Oh, for sure. And we're going to do more events.
I was going to ask, so what are the lessons you took away, Tim? What are some of the things you want to do next year?
We're going to definitely do more donation spots and, do some truck stops and things like that. We'd also like to, have things for the kids to come and explore the trucks and, have that donation set up.
Very good. Very good. And people ask you about the Crusade then when they stop by, and you make them aware of what we do here?
Yeah, so I think years past they were able to collect over at like the stoplights and things like that. So we've definitely pointed them to the website to figure out and learn more about the cause.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Good folks in Anderson County, well represented here. That's awesome.
Yes,
awesome.
you are. And if you are comfortable doing it now, we have a grand total from Anderson County Fire District.
Yeah, so it's not where we wanted it to be, but we were glad to have just even a little bit. It was $563.25.
Wow.
Amazing. So Anderson County Fire District, $563. Amazing.
Wow,
Amazing.
very good. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you
luck.
for all that you do. Yeah, and we'll see you back here next year.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. Great to see you guys making the trip in too. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Who do we have next? We got the good folks from Anchorage coming in, Alex. Anchorage Friday. It was funny. The good folks from Anchorage were great. My wife and I got married at Owl Creek Country Club.
Oh, amazing.
And the night we got married was the night a storm just ravaged up in Anchorage. So if you watch our wedding video, afterwards, it looked like a made-for-TV movie, thanks to the Anchorage Fire Department who came in and helped us navigate our way out through the downed trees. So it's great to have y'all. Come on in, y'all.
Hi, Chief.
Come on together. Come on, gang. Come on
Good
around.
to see you. Hello, everyone. Yeah, come on in.
Oh, look at all
How
these
y'all doing?
sponsors. Come on in.
Good. All
We all
right.
set?
And Chief Walsh, if you want to just explain who you are and who's here with you today.
Yeah, so we're happy to be here. My name is Pat Walsh. I'm the new fire chief at Anchorage, Middletown. I'm not new to the fire chief and the Crusade, but this is my first year here, and I'm super excited. I'm very humbled and honored to bring a great total here on behalf of our community in Anchorage Middletown Fire District.
Amazing. And I feel lucky we just got to talk about this earlier this week. Only been chief for Anchorage Middletown for 2 months, and you guys just hit the ground running. How has your Crusade journey been this year?
It's been incredible. You know, we just started. We started on Monday, and we really just wanted to let the guys and girls go out and do what they wanted to do. And all the crews, they started kind of competing with each other and really started throwing some shade at each other, and so it's been really fun. In fact, they're really. I gave a goal. We blew that goal away a couple days ago. So nobody knows what the total is. They've been blowing up our phones, like, what is it? So they'll find out here in a second.
Amazing.
But
So
something to be very proud of.
you guys were at different Kroger's. You did a hot dog stand. What else did you all do for your donation effort?
We did. So we did not do roadblocks this year, but we did post up at every. We did post up at all the Kroger's in our district, so big shout out to Kroger. They were great. They let us come in, and we stood out in front from about 8 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock at night, every day since Monday until last night. And also IGA, they're out in the east part of our district. So that we did that. We did do a hot dog cookout. It was so successful on the first day that crew on their next shift, which was yesterday, wanted to do it again. So I was actually, Peter here, he was kind of the one that kind of helped do that. So if you want to talk about the hot dog.
Yeah. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, yes, so like you said, I went to Ekron, Middletown. I actually helped them with one of the shifts in the hot dog stand. I want to give a big shout out to the crew at 34 and Gideon Thurman for letting me come and help set up and everything.
Amazing. We saw Gideon Thurman yesterday wearing a Hawaiian shirt at the hot dog stand. Were you also sporting a Hawaiian shirt yesterday?
He had to work yesterday. He wasn't there yesterday, but the one before.
Yes, I was there.
There you go.
I had to wear. I didn't have a Hawaiian shirt. They made me wear a pickle outfit.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Hawaiian pickle outfit. Kind of the same.
I had a Hawaiian shirt on at one of the other locations. We were kind of challenging each other, but yeah. So that crew there did a great job. But all the crews took their own small initiatives to really, they set goals every day and say we want to hit this goal, and they were super excited when they as they were watching the money go in. They were like, all right, we have to change our goal for the day. So,
Chief, you have a lot of sponsors here locally, which is amazing, which is indicative of the entire Anchorage community. And talk a little bit, Chief, about some of your coordination efforts. This is your first time, like you said, kind of holding up. How'd that go for you, getting everybody coordinated to do what you guys do?
To tell you the truth, we just kind of told our crews, go for it. Shannon, who doesn't want to be recognized, when I first started, she said, am I good? Can I have the green light? And I said, go for it. And she contacted all these businesses who fed us.
Wow. That's good food right there, too, you got lined up.
All the food restaurants and so forth in our district, they really come out and support because they know the Crusade and they want to help however they can. So we're just really excited to be here.
So it was kind of a no-brainer for a lot of these folks. When you mentioned Crusade, it was just like, hey, let's do this.
Yes.
Let's get it. That's the beauty of the Crusade.
And what's even more awesome is that people are already having plans how they want to do it next year.
Right.
We want to start a competition between the individual platoons at the individual stations, and so that ought to be fun. They're already trying to think of how to outdo each other. They want to start, as soon as possible by doing things like the hot dog cookout. And not only that, it's great to be out and see our community. And our community loves seeing us out there. So the kids get to come up on the fire trucks at Kroger, and it's just...
Well, and it's nice, too, after we've had all this crazy weather, and I know your first responders have been very busy throughout the weather, and everybody's been busy through this, to be able to kind of let your hair down a little bit, and for a good cause, and really just let the community come together in a positive light.
And it's something that's been near and dear to the fire service since 1956, when PRP issued the challenge back then. And so I know there have been some challenges going on, and I can't wait to see here in a couple hours when PRP and Fern Creek come in, because they've obviously been battling it. I'm very good friends with both of those chiefs, and I've already told them like I'll stay out of it this year, but we'll see you next year.
Yeah.
Do you guys do this year round now? Do you have this little friendly jib jab back and forth with each other?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I bet it does. Yeah, I got it. I got it.
You've been a part of Crusade since you were young, younger.
I started as a volunteer firefighter in 1990, so that's 35 years. And every year, even when I left McMahon, I was at McMahon Fire Department, and I left for a few years. But even then, I would come down here every weekend and work every Crusade weekend. So the Crusade is important to me and my family. My daughter over here and my wife, she doesn't remember a year ever where she wasn't in somehow too. And it's the same way with all of our children. And so we really hope to next year bring some of that back and encourage the families to come out because we're a big department.
I bet you are.
Of Anchorage, what used to be Anchorage Fire Department, Middletown Fire Department, Eastwood, Worthington, and Harrods Creek. And so that's a huge area with all kinds of people who have that history, who remember taking the trucks out door to door, remember taking the kids. And so we really hope to bring that back.
So tell me a little bit about, I was out cutting my grass yesterday and cicadas kept landing on me. So I want to know what the cicada challenge is all about here, Chief. What is that all about?
I guess I should vet these signs.
I was going to say it's your birthday too, Chief. We didn't just wish your birthday.
Know those two signs existed.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, what is the cicada challenge all about?
Okay, so we have a captain at our Eastwood station, Captain Cooper, who is the only person I've ever seen take a cicada and just and eat it.
You're kidding
And
me.
so I thought, man, this guy's crazy. So they were out at a farmer's market yesterday, and my wife was there with them. My wife and Shannon. So they decided to create this challenge that if we break our goal, I set a goal of 90,000. If we break that goal, that I would have to eat a cicada with them.
Oh no!
And so I didn't even get a chance to accept it or reject it. My wife here said I would do it, which I also think is funny because she gets mad at me if I eat grapes from Sam's and I haven't washed them.
Cicadas are different.
But she's totally okay with me taking a bug that was in the ground for 17 years and just eating it without washing it or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm not. So I did through her accept the challenge. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, I need to know what they taste like. I'm going to talk to you, Chief, because I want to know what this is like. 'Cause those things kept hitting me yesterday.
I don't even know if there's conditions. Can they be cooked? Does it have to just be right off the?
I've seen people eat them covered in chocolate. You could do that.
We'll
Nasty
see.
looking.
I've still got to negotiate with Captain Cooper and see how that goes. But,
Amazing. And I know you have some people to thank who brought you here today.
We've got a big list here, and this list was like growing as we've been down here. So I'm gonna try to make it through here. I do want to recognize the food donations. We had Simply Thai, Roosters, Jersey Mike's, Wild Eggs, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, Double Dogs, Jets Pizza, Captain's Quarters, Gander, Heitzman Bakery, Havana Rumba, Cunningham's, Dairy Queen, Olive Garden, Red Robin, Texas Roadhouse, Firehouse Subs, and Domino's Pizza, and Grounds for Hope Cafe. They're right there in Anchorage, and they came out yesterday and brought everybody coffee. So
great. You guys are eating well.
We were. And I also mentioned the Kroger locations that we're at. I would like to especially thank them for allowing us to come. They're a great partner of the Crusade anyway, but they allowing us to be there made a big difference. The Kroger at Shively Road in Middletown, the Plainview Kroger, Eastgate, Union Market, Forest Springs, Westport Village Plaza, Springhurst, Holiday Manor, and the Ballardsville Road location, and also the IGA right there at Shelbyville Road near the entrance to Lake Forest there. So I have some in honor ofs, and by the way, next year somebody else is coming with me to read. So I don't know if any of my officers there, but that's okay. Like I said, we just really put this together.
Yeah.
So I'll take one for the team, just like I'm taking the cicada.
You are for that cicada challenge, I guarantee you that.
So we have some in honors of. The first is from Ruford Tipton, $20 in honor of Anchorage Middletown Fire and Rescue. Sharon Rand, $45 in honor of Ron and Sandy Mirren and Bill and Kaylin Rabick. Catherine Kerpenstein, $25 in honor of Homer and Jenny Holt. Catherine Kerpenstein in honor of Captain Peter Kerpenstein, which is right here. Also in honor of Anchorage Middletown Battalion 38, Platoon 2, and Middletown Quint 31, Platoon 2, and in honor of friends at Anchorage Middletown Fire Department. So we thank her for those. And I'm sorry, that last one was from Peter himself. Ronnie and Margaret Eberly, $50 in honor of our grandchildren, Matthew and Emily Montgomery. Linda Brecker, $100 in honor of Jackson Brecker. I believe that's actually Broker. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I think that's right. Patrick Durham, $100 in honor of Kate Schafferman. Linda Broker, $300 in honor of Katie Broker, Megan Broker, and Tyler Broker. Ellen Sears, $155 in honor of David Vetter. Clay Campbell, $200 in honor of Bill and Kay Campbell. Paul Fisher, $200 in honor of Jesus Christ. And then we have some in memories as well, and we always try to make sure that we recognize these. And so all these things come in fast and furious to us. So if we miss someone, I apologize, but we try to do the best we can. The first one is $25 from Linda and Franklin Moncrief in memory of Ann Selvage. Catherine Kerpenstein, $25 in memory of Chief Walter Lage, who was from the Anchorage. He was the chief of the Anchorage Fire Department. Shelley Herbert, $25 in memory of Donna Stout. Catherine Kerpenstein, $25 in memory of Jack and Elizabeth Kerpenstein. Teddy Andrott, $25 in memory of Mary Kay Houghton. Bob Frizzell, $50 in memory of baby Maddie Frizzell. Susan McGee, $50 in memory of Carl Ramsey. Teresa Shanks, $50 in memory of Christian Smith. Lindsay O'Donnell, $50 in memory of Jane Walters. I should mention Christian Smith was one of our firefighters who passed away last year. Mary Bolton, $50 in memory of Jim and Tim Walsh. Janice Murphy, $50 in memory of Jim Walton. Larry Fry, $50 in memory of Judith Fry. Lula Reynolds, $50 in memory of Kay Moore. Edith Bingham, $100 in memory of Barry Bingham Jr., and all these are $100. I'll skip the amount. The next ones I'll read will be $100. Linda Broker in memory of Bruce Broker. Sheila McGee in memory of Charlie and Ollie McGee. Wendy Williams in memory of David Williams. Marcia Pierce in memory of Janice Woolfolk. Bobby Totten in memory of Larry Duff Jr. Shirley Herbert in memory of Larry Herbert. Still $100. Elizabeth Taylor in memory of Larry Taylor. Kenneth Ashley in memory of Margaret Ashley and Ella Porter. Larry Sparrow in memory of Margie and Clarice Sparrow in memory of Charlotte Vogel. These are $200 donations. Jimmy Buchanan in memory of Glenn Powell. We had $250 from John Broker in memory of Bruce Broker. Lee Holton, $400 in memory of Ann Archie Holton. Martha Sutt, $500 in memory of Al Sutt. Robin Sutt Morris and J.P. Morgan Sheck. Barbara Huber, $500 in memory of Gordon Caldwell and Mildred Jane Caldwell. Norma Clark, $500 in memory of H.T. Clark and Matt French. Martin Ware, $1,000 in memory of Brent Ware. Ronnie and Margaret Eberly, $50 in memory of my best friend Terry Frizzell. Barbara Burrows, $200 in memory of Robert Miles. Rhonda McGray, $25 in memory of Terry Frizzell. Anonymous, $50 in memory of Terry Frizzell. Sharon Rand, $50 in memory of Terry Frizzell. We also had Janice Hanley, $500 in memory of Rob Crick. Walsh Brothers Lawn Care, $1,000 in memory of Tim Walsh. Anonymous, $1,500 in memory of Jim Walsh, Tim Walsh, and Rob Crick. Sarah and Scott Stevenson, $100 in memory of Jim and Tim Walsh. And Nancy Walsh, $2,000 in memory of Jim and Tim Walsh. So this is a really long list here. So your hand's probably getting tired. We can probably get somebody to come.
I've been working out. What are you talking about just for this moment?
And I'm sorry, in memory of Terry Frizzell, whose spirit, compassion, and dedication continues to inspire us. Her legacy lives on through the lives she touched and the kindness she shared. This tribute is made in her honor for the Crusade for the Children, cause close to our hearts. That was from her family. Bob Frizzell, $100. Terry Frizzell is forever remembered, deeply missed, and always loved. Catherine Beggs, $100 in memory of William Campbell. Christina Beam, $100 in memory of William Wigington. Barbara House, $25 in memory of Dave Dittmer. Daniel Harlemert, $200 in memory of Meatball. I don't know if Meatball
Yeah,
was a
that's
legend.
great. That's
in
awesome.
J-Town.
Yeah.
I guess everybody knows who
That's
Meatball.
nice.
Yes, he passed away, and
Yeah.
he was a great guy. Mike and Mary Beth Hollimer, $2,000 in memory of past McMahon firefighters Joe Johnson, Rick Gossman, and Dennis Sullivan. Mike and Tammy Sutt, $100 in memory of Al Sutt, Robin Sutt, Morris Luther, and Margaret Aaron. Dennis and Mary Stewart, $50 in memory of Carol Sansota. Okay, this is why we're going to have a great year, because I've got like more pages.
Good.
We have Karen Klepicki, $15. Frank and Karen Skelton Pole, $25. Faye Tanner Pod, $25. Mark and Carrie Burnett, $25. Stephen and Sandra Schock, $25. Renee Shear, $25. Norman and Susan Kent, $25. Amelia Magruder, $25. Norma and Joanna Aiken, $25. Carol Bird, $30. Mary Pat Scott, $30. Alan and Abby Moskowitz, $50. Rosemary Gaddy Smith, $50. Chris and Angela Ballard, $50. Dennis and Margaret Erett, $50. Mark and Sheila Wren, $50. Vicki Schweikart, $50. Dennis Logsden, $50. Rita Sims, $50. These are all $50. I'll just Gina and David Holliger, Larry Paul, Richard Blackberry, Cecil and Sandra Steen, Craig and Mary Sakrup. Those were all $50. Then these were $100 donations. Jim and Diana Yates, Ronald and Sandra Jones, Jennifer Miracle, Keith and Cynthia Bowman, Douglas and Vicki Decker, Gene Duncan, Donna and Kevin Ford, Michael and Jane Mueller, Chris and Maria Gray, Nancy Armstrong, Harold and Eileen Carson, Ronald Horsley, Mary Beth Gibson, I think that's supposed to say, Robert Knowles, Martha Casey, Jeffrey and Deborah McDonald, Middletown Christian Church, we're still in the $100, Rita Gipe, Paula Broder, William and Sticklet, Sarah and Bobby Shanks, Barbara Troxel, Linda and Larry Columbia, Ann Deemer Trust, James and Sheila Koshaway, Mary and John Wheatley, Mark and Lynn Luking, Jean and Kenneth Crawl, Wendy Dotson, Robert Weddington, James Popple, and Virginia Stewart. Robert Kalin, these are still $100. Peggy Prather, Jack Wilson, Nancy and Paul Dines is $125. $150 from Nancy and from David and Vicki Miracle, Kenneth and Laura Calhoun, Wilkinson Builders, I think I'm supposed to say. James and Deborah Wright was $200. Arnold and Mary Van Etten, $200. George McDaniel, $200. Patricia Bland, $200. Mark and Norma Steigers, $200. Chris and Kathy Bingham, $200. Joe Wolf, $200. Mark and Rosanna Sims, $250. David and Diane Kilner, $250. $300 from Dolores Blaine. James Frazier, $300. Gwendolyn Eaton, $300. Lucy Spickard, $500. Robert Schwartz, $500. Roger Eggerling, $500. Janet and John Grigsby, $500. Kimberly Huffman, $1,000. Lynn E. Bell Trust, $1,500. Explained Realty Company, $2,000. And Gene Zender, $5,000.
Wow. Wow, that's
Need some water?
I know you're tired of holding it because that's a lot.
Wow, that's a lot.
Thanks everybody for standing here and listening through all that.
You guys, I just wanted to get Cupcake's deal. I want a cupcake. I turned around, Cupcake. I was like, oh, hello, Cupcake. How are you?
I'm great.
What brings you here?
Chief WHAS.
Right, a big supporter of Crusade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so where can folks come? How do we come up with the name Cupcake?
I like cupcakes.
Right. It looks like strawberry, maybe?
Nope. Pink.
No. Pink?
Anything
Just pink. Just pink. That's awesome. Great to see you, Cupcake. That's for sure. Wow. Good stuff, Chief. Thank you so much.
Amazing to hear.
What's the cicada thing?
Yeah, we just talked
See, we
about
were just
that,
talking
Terry.
about it.
Yeah, we just talked about that. You want to join them?
Is there gonna?
No, he gets to eat one. Oh my God!
Hit one off a tree.
Did you find one?
Found one on a tree out back. You guys
Oh
want
my
this?
God!
You ready to go, Chief? You want to try one?
Well, I guess I'm going to have to do it twice.
Oh,
I promised to do it
no.
with Captain Cooper.
Oh,
so
no.
I ate it.
I don't know what to do.
The last time they were here, I ate a cicada pie. And I ate the whole thing, and I lived to talk about it.
Okay, well, I guess I can do two.
You ready? Here we go.
Oh no!
A cicada for the Chief.
No! Ew!
There it is.
Yeah! so Chief, I gotta ask you, what's it taste like? What's it taste like?
Chicken.
Chicken. Chicken. Way to go, Terry. Good job.
Now I have a mouthful of cicada
Oh,
to
you're
give
my
us the
hero
grand
now.
total.
After being attacked by him all day yesterday, cutting my grass, now maybe I might grab one. If it tastes
All right,
like
Terry.
chicken.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
Captain Cooper, I still owe one too. So. Yeah.
Ew.
Thank you, Terry.
We had to do that in front of everybody. That's all.
All right. Challenge accepted. Challenge answered.
Okay, so as I actually I want to also introduce one of our captains, Bo Schuster, and his son Max. Bo, not to put you on the spot, do you want to say anything?
Bo, yeah, welcome, Bo. Your son a big Louisville fan? Are you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know that baseball team's playing this afternoon, right?
No, I've been keeping the score up on my phone.
I'm trying to too as well, my friend. You bet, boss. So tell me a little bit about yourself, boss.
My name's Bo Schuster. I'm the captain of Engine 35, and on our way home, we might be driving by the stadium to see how the game is going.
Oh, they'll love you there, that's for sure. So how long have you been with Anchorage?
I started on the volunteer side in 1997 with the Middletown Fire Protection District, and I've been on the paid side since 2005. So this will be my 20th year in July.
Wow.
And I'm looking forward to, I don't know, 20 more maybe.
Right. Now, you're a lifelong resident of Milton. Where are you originally from?
I'm in Louisville.
Yeah.
A lifelong resident.
So what made you want to become a firefighter?
I just thought it was a great opportunity to do some cool stuff.
And when you think of the Crusade and the amazing job, you heard Chief read off so many names and how the community has just come together. What do you think of when you think of the Crusade each year?
Oh, it's just a lot of people put in a lot of hard work to help people that need help.
Right. And have you guys been pretty busy? We've had this crazy chaotic weather. You guys pretty busy as first responders?
It's not bad. I mean, the good thing about when my son got sick, one of the first things we saw was
it's okay. Go
was
ahead.
a sign from the Crusade.
Yeah.
So it really drove it home.
So this means a lot to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. Go let it out. Let it out. It's okay. What do you say, folks? That's what it's all about right here. Is exactly what you just heard. So pick up those phones. You can donate now at 582-7511 or toll free 888-382-7511. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not crying. You cry? No, I'm not crying, right?
I totally get it. And this, the folks up here are just a very small piece of all the people, men and women, who got together this past week to really make a difference. And so I just want to thank here publicly all of them, all of our community. As I said, we're made up of a large area with a lot of great communities within that area, and without their help, this would not be possible. So I'm super proud. I didn't really do much. I just really unleashed the wild animal, and it's just kind of taken off. So we are looking forward to next year. As I said, we're already trying. I'm sure this is our Engine 35 and our ambulance crew. They're probably already thinking how they're gonna outdo guys and ladies next year. So anyway, again, I just want to say thank you to our community, and I'll just go ahead and tell you what our total is if you're ready
Great.
for that.
So we already know that you exceeded the goal you set for the department.
So we merged, as I said, in 2019. The 5 departments merged together to be Anchorage, Middletown. And since then, our record was $87,000. So that's why I set the goal of $90,000. Now, I will say that COVID happened during that, right after we merged. So we had COVID and some things after that. So, we're trying to build back up, and that's what we're trying to do. So we definitely reignited the fire this year, and we're really excited. So our goal was $90,000. And so I will go ahead and give you the grand total. The grand total from Anchorage Middletown Fire and EMS is $124,000.
Wow.
That's phenomenal. Anchorage Middletown Fire over $120,000.
Yes, $124,311 and 9 cents. And I will say that over last year we brought down $58,000, so it's a 115% increase.
Wow. You all just straight up Kool-Aid Man right through that previous record, Chief. Congratulations to all of you.
Incredible.
Great job.
Yeah. So very proud. And I said, I didn't do hardly any of this. It was all the men and women that are standing behind me, and everybody who's back at the stations, manning our district, and because I'm sure there are several out on a run right now that can't even watch this. So we'll make sure we get them.
Well, you all have a phenomenal team. Anchorage, Middletown Fire, $124,000. Phenomenal.
Wow. Thank you.
Wow. Very good, you all. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thanks for that other business that I texted you about. I appreciate that. You got good people all around here. Somebody helped a member of my family, and I just appreciate that.
Outstanding.
On the side of the road, stranded. That's what first responders do.
He was off duty out with his family and saw someone on the side of the road and helped her change her tire, and that's just what we do.
I'm getting in close, and I can't smell cicada breath. Apparently, it doesn't leave a lasting effect.
I will say and I'll let Chiefs Myman and Mulvey fight it out when they come down here, but we will be coming for both of them next year.
No, here we go.
Thanks, guys.
I believe it.
Outstanding.
Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you.
Outstanding.
The 72nd WHAS Crusade for Children rolls on. Let's read the total together, everybody. As of this hour, we have
$3,376,569.40. Beautiful.
You're very welcome, as always. Appreciate it. Let's bring in a member of our Crusade family over here, too, Perry Metz. That name is pretty solid.
The Metz name's pretty popular, right?
Scott,
right here,
Perry.
Do it.
All right, come on. Good to see you, my friend.
So, Perry, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I represent the people in the other building who want to golf with Terry now that they've heard he kicks their golf balls back onto the
And that's
fairway.
all true.
Really?
That's all true. I give people a little boost now and again.
Right.
They accidentally hit it in the deep stuff, and I'll say, look, there's a turtle over there, and people will turn their heads, and I'll go,
Nice
take
mulligan,
that
right?
ball back. Let's get rid of the
Outstanding.
fairway.
Outstanding.
I believe it.
Well, I'm like a lot of people in Louisville. I grew up on the Crusade, and my parents watched it go from a $100,000 March of Dimes to a community juggernaut, and it's just good to be part of it.
And your dad, as a host for us on radio and TV for over a half a century, was one of the 4 people who made the first 50 Crusades and beyond.
Been a member of the family here for every single one.
Yeah, that's pretty astounding.
What was that like growing up with such a legend, Perry? What was life like?
When he came home, I'd hear the real story because you never knew what people were like when they were a little bit off the camera or off the mic.
I thought you were talking about his mom, Mimi. She was famous,
right?
too. It's just a great Metz family. That's right.
So she'd come home from the party and tell you everybody's secrets because people just talk.
But let me tell you guys, the big thing for a lot of us was if we were invited to the Metz Super Bowl party. Once you got invited, you were like, I made it in this town.
Oh, it's like going to the Derby party.
I got to tell you, the year they stopped, 8 people came anyway.
That's true. They had beautiful Super Bowl parties, but your dad's such a foundational member of not only WHAS, but certainly the Crusade for Children.
And our family feels really supportive and interested in the success of the Crusade, and that's why we give every year.
We appreciate that. Dawn's right over here next to us.
Hey, Dawn, come on over. Sorry about that. There we go. Dawn, we have a special check here. What do we have?
Absolutely, $5,450.
Wow.
A bit more than last year.
Wow. Thank you.
Metz family.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
From the Mets.
All right, Perry, as always.
Wow.
Thanks for being on the team all these decades.
Right.
He had it spoon-fed to him as a child.
I was going to say, yeah, he's got a rich bloodline.
And Perry really set this up in memory of his parents, Milton and Mimi. And so I love that idea. And it has keeping Milton's legend continuing in the lives of children.
People would do the same thing for their family members. If you have the ability to set up any kind of endowment, it would be a wonderful gift for the Crusade and a great memorial.
Would you do me a favor and call me Bubby? Just once.
Bubby.
He called everybody. I just love
John,
that.
let me ask you before he gets out of here, what does that mean to have the Metz family still as big a part of the Crusade now, to carry his legacy on?
It's remarkable because Milton really was such an incredible piece of the Crusade history that I was just so honored to get to spend his last few Crusade years enjoying Crusade Sunday. We would pick him up and bring him down here, and he never missed one. He just would not miss. It didn't matter how bad he felt. And once he got down here, the most incredible thing would happen because this energy would just come over him, and he would have that voice that everybody knew, and he was just thrilled to be here. And so for me, kids still being helped in his memory just warms my heart.
When you hear the name Metz and WHAS, whether it's TV or radio, it really drives it home.
And
especially
Milton will
for
walk
Crusade.
through the newsroom, Alex, and if you had French fries, they were in danger. He'd reach over and he'd grab three and he'd say, "Would you mind?" It's like, well, you already have them.
Sounds like a Joe Federle that I know. Yeah.
It's a Joe Feds carrying on the tradition here. I love that.
Right. Very
Great
nice.
people,
Well,
we met
thank you all. Thank you all so
Perry.
much.
Ah, boy.
What a cicada in it. That seems to be the. Are they? Can we go get more cicadas? Is that how that works?
Well, I got lucky to catch that one. It was like
You don't have to go far these days.
I'm afraid it was a bumblebee.
Right.
And Chief Walsh ate that like a
Yes,
like
he
a hero,
did.
didn't he?
Yes, he did.
I was impressed with that.
Outstanding. Well, thank you, Don.
Thank you so much. We are
So
going to
nice
toss
meet you.
it right over to Travis Breeze now.
All right, Alex, photojournalist Aspen Hester and I are on top of a Charlestown, Indiana fire department truck. I'm not sure if it's an engine or a quint or a ladder truck, but it's pretty clean up here. I don't know if the rain helped it out or if they got it ready. They probably got it all shined up for Crusade Sunday, that's for sure. But we're on 6th Street right now. It's going to be Battalion Chief Dustin Wheeler from Charlestown is going to be driving in the first truck, and then Assistant Chief Andre Heel will be driving the second truck. Last year, we were inside of a fire truck, and I think it was hotter last year. I think it was hotter last year, and there was no AC inside the fire truck. So this is a pretty pleasurable experience up here. There's going to be a little bit of bobbing and weaving as we go up 6th Street, that's for sure. There's one tree that we're going to have to keep an eye on. We're going to have to duck down a little bit. But we're ready. We're ready to make the jaunt into the parking lot here on 6th Street. So Charlestown, Indiana Fire Department is going to be coming up next, and we'll be right here on top if you can hear us. For now, we'll toss it back to you guys in the studio.
I got it.
All right, and we are now joined by Charlestown Fire Department. Sir, if you'd like to introduce who you all are here.
My name is Brad O'Leary. This is my daughter Emma, son Tommy, wife Tiffany, our battalion chief's daughter Mara, his son Lachlan, firefighter John, and two of our daughters of our other battalion chief, Katie and Lily, sorry.
Well, thank you all for being here today. How long have you been participating in Crusade?
The department's been doing it since '59. I've been doing it for 20 plus years.
Nice.
Wow. And what is your favorite part about participating in the WHAS Crusade for Children?
Giving back to the kids, helping the kids with whatever they need. This is the best organization that we could donate for. I mean, like you all said, it's 100% for the kids. It goes straight to them. So, I mean, our daughter Emma got benefited from it when she was born. I know other families in the department also have benefited from it, but I can't think of a better organization than the Crusade that helps the kids.
And you being a part of it for 20 years and your family benefiting from it, how have you seen this incredible organization grow over those 20 years?
It grows continuously. I mean, there's always something new that we can do to help that gets the community involved, and our community, everyone's community always prevails and pulls together and contributes to a great cause.
Chief, tell us a little bit some of the events that you had surrounding Crusade to help raise this money.
So we do an annual pancake breakfast every year.
Okay.
This year we want to thank Apex Sales for their monetary donation, the Copper Kettle and First Savings Bank for their monetary donation and assistance. And that event alone raised $1,072. We also started doing a golf scramble each year now. I think this is our second year. And we want to thank all the businesses and everybody that has helped make donations towards that. and we raised $6,000 this year off of our golf scramble. Wow. And we want to thank Don Lee and everybody that's here, a part of the Crusade, that makes this possible.
Amazing. And I have to ask, did you have any of the pancakes this year?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was the favorite pancake here? Are we doing straight old school, just run in the middle of the day, but get creative?
No, we just do normal pancakes. I mean, the kids, we'll make Mickey Mouse pancakes for the kids.
Yeah.
So we try to contribute towards, make it special for everybody.
You guys have like a master chef at the firehouse like we usually see on TV?
Everybody
She said no. She was quick with the no.
No.
Nobody can cook at the firehouse?
No, they can. Just like everybody helps, usually, instead just one person.
So is there any truth to the rumor that fire folks have the best chili? Does everybody have to have a chili? Is that like mandatory in a firehouse?
No, it's not mandatory, but everybody has their own little thing that they do.
I gotcha.
So,
you guys kind of share it amongst each other?
We don't put all the weight on one person.
Yeah.
So it's usually spread out between everybody.
Yeah. Well, pancake breakfasts are always fun. Yeah. It's always a great way to raise money. That's awesome. And what did you guys learn from this year that maybe you want to take and do next year to help Crusade?
So with us as our department, we with our staffing is the way it is now. We are a full-time paid. We have 4 crews, so we don't have the volunteer help as much as we used to.
Yeah.
We still do it. We have those that still come out, but our crews, we go out every beginning usually in April, and we do as much door-to-door that we can, roadblocks, and mainly we've started gearing more towards special events. So like the pancake breakfast, the golf scramble. We're looking to do more and more things that can help increase things and
Is it a pretty easy sell when you say, hey guys, we're going to do a golf scramble, we're going to do a pancake breakfast? Is it a pretty easy sell for folks?
It can be. Yeah. It just depends. We have a lot of our community that they support us year round.
Yep.
But then we have other businesses that'll come in and help with the golf scramble. They'll sponsor a hole. They'll sponsor a team.
Yeah.
They'll just make donations just in general towards that.
Very nice.
So that helps with that event.
Yep.
And it also expands out farther, even outside of our district.
Right. Very nice. Well, it's great to have all of you here. Next time we have you bringing me some of these pancakes, I want to try some of these famous pancakes, that's for sure. Good deal.
Great. And is there anyone else that you want to be thanking today?
I have a list of business and personal donation mentions. We'll start with our business donations. For $25, we have Circle K and Kingside Storage. $75, we have Abbott Farm Equipment. $100 donations, Mr. Smith Dentistry, State Farm Insurance, James Construction, Concrete Lady, Blazing Star Lodge, 226, The Shirt Lady, Grayson's Funeral Home, Charlestown Auto Collision, Dan Christiani Excavating Incorporated, Fields Custom Cabinets, Lotus Sign, Southern Indiana Linings and Coatings, Harpering Steel, Suburban Towing, Charlestown Christian Church Mission Home. Our $150 donations is Charlestown Veterinary Clinic, American Legion Post Auxiliary, First Savings Bank. $200 donations, Big G Supply, Mitchell Plastics, Specialty Manufacturing. $250 donations, Weatherall and the Charlestown Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary. $425 donations, New Washington State Bank. $500 donations, DEP Services, Munich Electrical Service in memory of Bruce Barger, Mr. P Collision Center, Andy's Roofing. $600 donations, Pleasant Ridge Baptist Church. $750 donations, Bill Broughton Trucking and Charlestown High School Sail Team. $1,500 donation, Backyard Classics. $2,500 donations, Heaven's Halo for all veterans. And $3,032 is the Stony Point Christian Church in memory of David Couch, Bob Lathe, Don Meehan, Kathleen Edwards, Kelly Hurl, and Pat Elder.
Very nice.
That's a great
A
list.
lot of people. That's a lot of names. Yeah. Chief, that's a lot of people put their name in. I got to ask you, how many times do people mistake you and say Charleston instead of Charlestown?
Quite a
As one in the media who's done that quite a bit, I had to ask that question.
Yes,
it's too easy.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, I get it. Well, what a great community it is, though, as a whole. Just to see you all here and to represent as well as you do, and it's great to have your name out there. And so folks know you guys are doing good work there. That's
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Then we have our personal donations for $25. Virginia Johnson in memory of Charlie, David Hayes Sr. in memory of Shirley Hayes. $30 donations, Paula Schindler in memory of Dennis Bauer. $50 donations, William and Deborah Nichols in memory of Owens Cooper. Jeannie and Sherry in London in memory of Bill and Marilyn Caldwell. Jeannie and Sherry in London in memory of Bill and Della Brewer. $75 donations, Terry and Bob O'Leary in memory of Mary and Ed Shane and Boney Armstrong, and in honor of Emma, Tommy, Rowan, Maddie, and Aubrey. $100 donations, George and Sally Doss in honor of Lachlan, Mara, Memphis, and Montana. Roger and Nancy Miller in memory of Bob Brewer and Norma Miller. The Resch family in memory of Bill Resch. Cynthia and Carl Kolb in memory of Bill Brewer from his children and grandchildren. Jeannie and Lee and Tammy and Sherry Slaughter in memory of Bob Slaughter. Andre Hill in honor of Lachlan and Mara. Judith Hall and Kimberly Morgan in memory of Carl, Arnold, Gerald, and Gerald Hall, who served many years with CBFD. Brad and Tiffany O'Leary in memory of Ed Shane and Mary Shane and Boney Armstrong. Brad and Tiffany O'Leary in honor of Emma and Tommy. Cynthia and Greg Burns. So this is a little bit special one for them. It's a $100 donation, and it's in honor of their first granddaughter, Kelsey Burns, who was born profoundly deaf and had her first hearing test, an ABR, in 1999 at 8 weeks old, using equipment donated by the Crusade for Children. So that just shows that it helps the kids right in our back door.
That's right. That's right.
$150 donations, Paula Schindler in memory of Bob, Kevin, and Jamie. Gerald and Deborah Knight in honor of his dad, Smokey Knight, Uncle Gene Knight, great uncle Jack Ennis, and all served on the CVFD. $300 donations, Bob and Kathleen Waterman in honor of Logan, Noah, and Hannah. Also in memory of David Waterman. $500 donation, Gina Johns in memory of Irvin Johns, and Michael Shulin in memory of paramedic Devonna Shulin. We also have a special donation that was made to us this year. It was an anonymous $41,000 estate donation.
Wow.
Wow.
So,
and anonymously too at that.
Yes.
And you think about that. And I think what's interesting what you just mentioned, Chief, now that, Alex, that's back-to-back people who have been directly affected by Crusade that have stood up here with us this afternoon already. And I think that is amazing. And that's a testament to all the good work that everybody's doing here today, that you all have done year-round. It doesn't matter whether it's a pancake breakfast or an anonymous $41,000 donation. To see the good folks from Charlestown show up and deliver like you did has been amazing. Congratulations to you all. Absolutely.
Great.
So for a grand total, we have $93,017.54.
So you beat the 90,000, so that means you need to eat a cicada. Right. That's outstanding.
Charlestown
Great
Fire
job.
Department,
Great job.
97,000? 93,000.
$17.54.
That's outstanding.
Amazing.
And I want to give this young lady credit here. She's been holding this sign through all that. What's your name, ma'am?
Mara.
Mara, that's right. Chief mentioned your name. How's it feel to be up with this group and do such good work with the Crusade?
Good.
Good. Did you get pancake?
No.
No, she didn't get pancakes, but you're doing a great job. Great job to all of you.
And would you guys like to join us? We're going to read our current grand total right behind you. If you guys are cool with it, what we're going to do is just start and read the grand total. All right, so for the 72nd Crusade for Children so far, we have
$3,469,586.94. Outstanding.
Good job. And you guys were a big part of that. So
That's
thank
right.
you for everything.
Thank you. Wow. Thanks, Chief. Appreciate you. Wow, that is outstanding. Let's toss to Scottsburg now and see what's going on up in Scottsburg.
Freeze, we'll be right there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey guys, we're in the back parking lot right now with Graham Fowler. That's your name, right?
Yes.
And Graham, you're one of the photographers for the Crusade.
Yes, I am.
How long you been doing that for?
I've been doing photography for the Crusade for about 4 years now. I started after COVID, and but for the Crusade itself, I've volunteered. I've collected with the McMahon Fire Department and helped out with that.
So did you ever go door to door or do a roadblock?
I did door to door. I never did any roadblocks because I was younger. But.
And you said that you had a story where your elementary school or your middle school?
Yes. So my middle school, I've been helped by the Crusade. I consider myself a Crusade kid. I went to Summit Academy. It was a middle school in Middletown, and they got money from the Crusade. And I can remember playing on the computers and seeing a plaque that said donated by the Crusade.
And that just spoke to you?
Yeah, it spoke to me, and I've always loved the Crusade since I can remember. I know a lot of people around, and it's been one cause that's true to my heart.
Wow, that is really special. So to help fund the programs like the ones that Graham benefited from, you could call 502-582-7511 or scan the QR code on your screen. And man, are you ever going to stop volunteering for Crusade?
No, I'm going to do this till I die. I even got a new car, and I have the Crusade license plate on my car. So.
There you go. Well, you can find his photos on Facebook and put out by the Crusade in the weeks coming up. So thank you so much, everyone who's donated. Please keep it up on this Sunday Crusade. We'll send it back inside now.
All right. And we are here with Republic Bank now. Can you all introduce yourselves?
Johanna Wheatley.
Steve Traeger.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here with us. How long have you all been a part of the Crusade for Children?
We were just talking about that, about 17,
18 years, we think.
Wow. And what keeps bringing you back year after year?
The kids.
You know, it's funny when Steve came up, Alex, and he goes, "Hi, I know who you are, Steve. You're very recognizable, Steve, and I've heard you a lot in the media, and you are a huge part of this community. What does it mean for Republic Bank to be down here with us at Crusade this year?"
Well, we're a Louisville bank. I grew up here. Johanna grew up here. So many of our associates grew up here, and you know, Crusade was part of our lives. As a Louisville bank, we want to be engaged in the community, and we've been very fortunate enough to achieve some success, and we're committed to making sure we share that success with those who are less fortunate. And I can't think of a more localized, better way to do it than Crusade for Children.
And I'm sure along the way, some folks within your organization have probably been affected by Crusade.
Absolutely, and who in this community hasn't been touched by the Crusade?
Exactly.
And we're here in the 72nd year of the Crusade. What is kind of your elevator pitch for why someone should support this amazing cause?
Well, to those of us who much is given, much is expected. And we have so many people in this community who have been blessed, and then we have others that, especially the kids. And I remember year after year when I was a kid and watching the Crusade for Children, and when you get to see the kids who are so impacted by the unbelievable stuff the Crusade does, I mean, that's what our community is all about. sharing our success with those, again, who are less fortunate. So I can't think of anything better. And, you never have to wonder where the money goes with Crusade. You can see it go to work right in this community.
Exactly.
Amazing. That's amazing. Well, we have you here. And Joanna, what does it mean for you to be part? How long have you been with Republic Bank now?
I've been with Republic for 11 years.
Okay.
I've been a part of the Crusade probably half of those years.
Yeah.
The last 2 years I've kind of spearheaded for the bank. And it's not just me, it's the other 30 plus people that I have in the backdrop that no one sees, who's counting the money, who's scanning those checks. So please continue to donate as much as you can.
And when you see the response when you work with the folks within Republic Bank and you just mention Crusade, what's the reaction?
Oh, 100%. You don't have to ask.
Yeah.
People are always raising their hands.
Yeah.
We have a very, very wonderful group of employees here with our bank. We're blessed. We're blessed to have philanthropy that's easy.
Yes.
So for people to donate their time, talent, and treasure, it's easy.
Yeah, that's a wonderful thing, and it's so great to have you all as part of the community, Steve. I mean, people know Republic Bank.
Johanna. She leads this effort.
Well,
she gathered, and thanks to our other 35, 40 people who are here today.
It
counting
does.
the money.
It does.
And it certainly has been a trying time economically, Steve, for a lot of folks now. But to see you come out and be able to do this for the community, that's something pretty special.
Well, I let Johanna and some of our others lead the way.
Right.
And, they're the ones who are doing the heavy lifting here. So I'm very, very proud to be able to stand up and talk about them.
Wonderful, wonderful. So what do we have here today? We have a special presentation. What do we have, gang? Oh my goodness. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. From Republic Bank, $10,000. That is a lot. Thank you so much, Steve. That is amazing. A second check. What else do we have?
Power Hour.
Power Hour has $7,200.
Donate,
Put your hands together, folks. Outstanding. So that is a total of $17,200. Thank you so much, Steve.
Very proud of it.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. I mean, it just further gives more credence to Republic Bank, who people already know in this town, but now in this light, it means even more.
Well, thank you, and thanks to our customers for putting us in a position that we can do something like this.
Absolutely. Outstanding.
Amazing. Thank you. And for the Republic Bank Power Outer, you can call right now 582-7511 to donate to the WHAS Crusade for Children. Thank you all. So Republic Bank, over $17,000.
Now, I know, Steve, when we came on here, Steve and I were trying to get the Louisville baseball score, so he's going to go check the scores, what he's going to do. The same way. Top of the ninth, where are we, Terry? What's the score? All right, we can do that. All right. Let's go on and throw this now over to Cord and talk to Connie Leonard. Connie.
All right, guys, welcome back to Corden, Indiana from the John Jones Auto Group. Connie Leonard here with Ryan Hauser, firefighter, right?
Yes, I've been a firefighter now with Scottsburg for about 5 years now.
Okay, you're an old pro, Ryan.
I wouldn't say that at all, but I'm happy to be here. We're excited to be able to recognize people of Scott County that were able to give so much for the cause.
I love it. And who you got with you back here?
I've got Lucas Williams and Casey Williams.
Okay, I got to ask Casey, how's your arm, Casey?
It's doing better than it was last week. I'm about 2 weeks post-op, so it's still pretty sore, but it's doing a lot better.
All right.
I'm glad to be here.
Are you taking good care of her?
I am.
All right, Ryan. Tell us about some of the efforts you guys did for the Crusade this past week.
So we've spent the last week doing multiple different things. For the first few days, Monday through Thursday, we did like a setup at Walmart, and as people were coming in and out, we were asking for donations. And then Friday and Saturday, we set up a roadblock at State Road 56 and 31,
Okay.
Which is what we've done for the last 40 plus years.
Wow. So 40 plus years, what does the Crusade mean to the fire department and all the people of Scott County, as you said?
We just love being able to support the cause and donate. Like I said, it's been going on for 40 plus years. So it's just been a long-standing tradition that everyone takes time out of their busy schedules, their busy Fridays and weekends, to be able to make time to work a few hour shifts.
You all were saying that even with the weather, Friday and Saturday at the roadblocks, people were still giving. They're like, yeah, hey, we're helping the Crusade.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be there, so I wasn't able to see it.
You
But
got the
Lucas
info
was
from
telling us.
From the two behind you there.
Yes. They were saying that it was more maybe an issue of just people getting out into the weather, but once they were out, we were getting a lot of donations from them still.
Yeah. And And what kinds of things, can I ask y'all a question real quick? What kinds of things when you're out and people are giving you money for the crusade, do they tell you? Do you get stories about how it helped their family?
Absolutely, all the time. You'd be surprised how many people in our small county like have a story to share with you. Like, it genuinely surprised me the first time that I ever did Crusade.
Does that make you feel good?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And know that it's really going to the kids.
Yeah, that does feel really good. You know, so many charities just don't, and this one just does, and we love that.
Yeah. Any great stories you heard?
Oh, it's countless.
Yeah?
Too many to even think of, honestly.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Absolutely.
That give you a good feeling
Absolutely.
after having to work out in the rain and
Absolutely.
stop folks and ask them?
Yeah.
They just don't have a problem giving to
Oh, no, never.
They love it.
Yep, it's awesome.
So we have people pull into the parking lots and write checks and go out of their way to make sure they stop. And very surprising in a small county. We're not exactly a rich county, but everyone's still willing to give.
That's awesome. Okay, and you told me, you know what? We just went out and did this. We went to Walmart, we did the roadblocks. So we don't have a list, but you did want to thank some folks that gave you all food and some things like that.
Yeah, so there are a few smaller businesses and like the fast food chains in Scott County that made sure to provide food to the crews that were working out during the rain, taking calls still while we were doing it. So I don't know exactly who all they were, but we just wanted to give a shout out and say thank you to all of them.
All right, they know who they are, right?
Yeah, they know.
They'll be back. All right. And you have a grand total, so we're going to ask you for it.
It was $9,089.90.
$9,089 and
90 cents.
90 cents. You heard it right there. All right, now we have some of the pennies collected. So since you've done everything else, Ryan, I'm going to let you go ahead and put those in there for us if you want. Scottsburg Fire Department, thank you all so much for everything that you do. We really appreciate it.
Thank you all.
All right. And that's it. So from Corden, we are telling you now that you can donate if you're at home watching this. 582-7511. You can call that number. Or, of course, you can just pick up your mobile phone and donate from Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, or that QR code that is on your screen. 100% of this money goes directly to the kids in Kentuckiana. Thank you all so much for donating, and we'll check back in with you in just a few minutes, guys.
And welcome back. It is the 72nd WHAS Crusade for Children.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing.
Isn't that amazing, Alex?
And it's fun to be back here with you. Last year was my first.
Right, it was my first.
It was your first, so now we're kind of not veterans, but.
Right. Well, and that's what I told Alex off the air. I said, you know, HAS 11 is always my Sunday vibe for dinner. We sit at the table and we watch HAS 11 News, and there's Alex.
There I am.
And I'm like, hey, I know her. So this is a lot of fun. Again, I'm Scott Fitzgerald. Do you hear me? In the mornings on News Radio 840 WHAS with Nick Coffey on your morning drive. And Nick, our new host, we bid farewell to Mr. Tony Cruz this year. Tony wrapped it up, decided he wanted to sleep in a little bit, so it's nice to be on with Nick. He's a champion, and we have a lot of fun. Of course, Terry Miners is down there. We tried to get his attention, but he's too busy watching U of L baseball. Right? I figured as much, Terry. He doesn't change whether he's here or is at the station. Right? Okay. So, Alex, it is great to be back with you and the entire crew here to be part of this fine institution. I've been here now going on a little over 25 years in Louisville, so the Crusade, I know it well. It's been amazing. 582-7511 is the number you want to call. Again, 582-7511. You can donate securely online, WHAScrusade.org, or you can donate by mail. And just come on to 520 West Chestnut. Like, we have a donation here, Alex, and I want to get, this is huge. This is the Borden-Wood Township Fire Department. Borden-Wood Township Fire Department. They are at 327 West Main. They're in Borden, Indiana, just on the other side of the river. Alex, they are donating $3,505.40.
Incredible.
Thank you so much.
Incredible.
We had the good folks in here from Charlestown. They came in. And, of course, Anderson County, Alex, which is testament to the Crusade extends well beyond the Waterson. And I think that's absolutely amazing. And to see this donation here, $3,505. Thank you to all the good folks there in Borden. We appreciate that as well. And I know you got some more folks.
We've got, so all of these donations keep flooding in. Thank you all for your incredible donations. So we've got one from Cindy Bibelhauser. She's from Louisville, and she made a generous donation of $50.
Very nice.
So thank you so much, Cindy Bibelhauser from Louisville, Kentucky. And then here's another one, Janice LaRue. She's from E-Town, Elizabethtown here in Kentucky, with $100 for the WHAS Crusade for Children.
You know, it's funny because we were talking about the ones from beyond the Waterston, and I've got a couple here. Robert Powell in beautiful Springfield, Kentucky. If you've not been down to Springfield, that's fun. You go down there and see the good folks down around St. Dominic down there.
There you go.
Robert Powell donated $100. Thank you, in memory of Kevin Rogers, firefighter. He knows very well. And we head over to New Albany, Indiana, and Sharon Brodas is donating $25. That in memory of Laura Ross. So I appreciate that as well. A couple donations from outside Louisville.
Incredible. And then here a little closer to Louisville is LaGrange, Kentucky. We've got one from Barbara Blombath. That's $100. That's from Barbara from LaGrange. Thank you again, Barbara.
Very nice. And how about Milton, Kentucky? All right, from the 40045.
I haven't been out to Milton yet.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Is
You gotta
it?
get out and
Okay.
see parts of the state. So we have a beautiful state. Milton, Kentucky. Pamela Leiter, thank you very much. A $100 donation. So thank you.
And then we've got one here from Joel Felker from Louisville, Kentucky, and this is in memory of Jules Felker, $25. Again, that's from Joel in memory of Jules Felker.
Beautiful. And out there to Norton Commons, beautiful Norton Commons, if you've been out there, Prospect, David Eager has donated $100. Thank you, David. Appreciate that.
Incredible. We've got one here from Kathy Spiegel from Louisville. She's donating $50 in memory of Rose and Bob McLean. Again, Kathy Spiegel, $50.
Very nice. Glenna Roundtree, she donated $50 as well. Thank you so much. And Jerry Scott sent in a donation of $50. Thank you.
We've got Jacqueline Pignato, $100 here from Louisville
very
in memory of her husband, Joseph.
All right, and up to the knobs. I love rolling through the knobs when I go to Huber's, right?
I love
Always,
Huber's.
I do too. Leon Stiller, thank you very much. $200 donation, which is awesome.
Amazing. We've got Kathy Liebert Clark, $100 from Louisville off Goose Creek Road.
And in memory of in honor of Jim Williams, Claire Williams donating $30. Thank you very much, Claire.
Dave.
All right, I think we have a winner,
Okay,
Alex.
I think we have a winner.
I think Louisville's on to the College World Series, right, Terry?
There you
Well,
go.
we've got all kinds of good news over here.
Yeah. Terry Miners wanting to do a dog pile.
Right?
Keep
Very
the
nice.
Good times going.
Very
We've got
nice.
David Boyer from Jeffersonville, Indiana with $100 out in old Jeff.
And over to Vine Grove, Kentucky, Daryl, in memory of Daryl and Paul Dilly. Pamela Dilly giving $50 as well. Are your L's up, dude?
My L's are up, dude. Congratulations. We appreciate you watching our WHAS Crusade for Children. Just so that you're up to speed on everything, the Louisville Cardinals are headed to the College World Series.
That
Let's
is
go!
awesome. First time since 2019. A couple of St. X boys on that team. Ty Star.
A lot of great talent, and they just beat Miami 3-2. So we're all.
Do we know how Murray's doing?
No.
Okay, we need to find out how Murray's doing. No, that's okay.
take
All right. Perfect. Oh, wait, is that
Murray's
Jody?
up. Jody's
Murray's up.
Jody
Jody
Myman.
Myman.
He's on these things.
We're a baseball-rich environment, Terry Minor.
Well, we have been since Stan McDonald arrived here and has taken us to the promised land many times. But this is fun. Now this gives us all something to go crazy about this week, College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. So I can sound like Peyton Manning and go, Omaha!
That's right, Terry. That's right.
you go.
Good stuff here. Terry, this has been so much fun. I can't thank you for connecting me with the people here at Crusade, brother.
That's what we all do. We're all a family.
Terry got me in line here to do this, and Phil's been wonderful to produce.
We're all a family here.
So I appreciate that.
All right,
Who do we
let's
have?
bring in our Crusade family.
Here we go.
Hey, Dawn, good to see everybody. We're going to talk about the Buddy Award. Go ahead, Alex.
I'm good, yes.
Well, and we all work for the Crusade staff. We're part of the Crusade staff, and every year there's an award that's given, and it's the Buddy Award, and it is in honor of the legacy of Bud Harpsmeyer, who was a previous director who was here for a long, long time and laid an incredible foundation for all of us. And the integrity and the hard work that he brought to the Crusade, we always look for an award recipient that matches those criteria.
Amazing.
And so the staff come together every year to evaluate suggestions, and this year our winner rose to the top, so we wanted to present it as a group, and we want the Buddy Award this year to go to Jeannie Salisbury.
Wow. Oh, so Jeannie, you didn't know you were going to get this award, did you?
Not at all. Not at all.
Well, congratulations. What does that make you feel like?
I have no words.
Oh. Jeannie, tell us how long you've been involved with Crusade. What brought you to Crusade?
About 40 years ago, I volunteered with a group called DPMA, Data Processing Management Association, and we did data entry in the lobby, and I've been here ever since.
And now when you do the work and you see all the people that come through here, it's going to set in. What do you think you're going to be thinking tonight before you put this all to rest? How long have you been working at Crusade? I mean, at least this year, would you say? How much time are you putting in?
Oh, it's different every year.
Yeah.
So.
She even works at home at night.
You do?
Yes.
So do you have family at home?
No, I live by myself, thank goodness, and I don't have to worry about keeping anybody up at night.
Right. So when the dust settles and you get a chance to look at this award, and you see, these are some pretty popular names here.
Who carried that award out here and hid her name on there? Somebody hid it from her. Heather.
What's your name, ma'am?
Good work, Heather.
Heather Benson.
Heather, tell us a little bit about what it's like to see something like this.
Well, Jeannie's just one in a million. You know, how many people do you know that have volunteered somewhere for 40 years and works harder than I know I do?
Yeah, right.
So she's just wonderful. We love her.
And you have a nice team that's here that's assembled. What's it like working with all these folks for Crusade?
Oh my goodness, we all just come together and do our parts, and it just melds together so well. That's why this is like it is.
Have you all worked together for a long time?
I mean, for a minute, yes.
And we do have guys that work with us, but they're in the control room and behind the camera here. So we do love them as well. We're not shutting them out.
I don't.
Terry does. Terry just comes along for the ride.
Because they really keep this place running. Every time I walk into the Crusade office, you feel this positive energy. I got to see you every time I come in here because there's so many positive people that just bring that perfect energy for the Crusade for Children. And so they're working on it all throughout the year. And I know how hard you work and everybody else on the crew. But congratulations to you.
Yeah.
Jeannie, congratulations. So you guys can take her out to dinner. Does she get like a big...
Yeah, we love to eat.
You know? Jeannie, that is so awesome. Jeannie, have you received many awards throughout your time? And
Never.
It's like when they always ask people, "Hey, have you ever won the lottery?" And people go, "Never,
Never.
So this really holds dear to you.
It does.
Jeannie, I got my toolbox in my car. I'm going to affix that to your hood for a hood ornament.
Right.
So you can drive around with that thing showing.
Jeannie,
let's let people know.
And Jeannie, after winning this award, and when you want to encourage others to come, if you're speaking, maybe somebody's at home and they want to come work for Crusade, what do you tell them?
Come on down. We can use all the help we can get.
Right on, Jeannie.
Indeed.
Congratulations,
Thank you
Jeannie.
so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's
I
outstanding.
can hear Elton John singing "Oh Jeannie" right now.
Right. That is
song,
outstanding.
right?
Great work, ladies.
That's
Great
it.
work.
Okay. Well, we appreciate it. It's the 72nd WHAS Crusade for Children. Look at our total at this hour:
$3,478,676.84.
We love
Here we go. Yeah, we do.
All right, let's turn it over to Shively Fire now. Oh, Shively Fire's
Shively's
here.
right
They're coming
here.
in. All right, well, come on in, folks.
Thank you.
Come on in. Come on around, boss. Look
How
at this
are you?
shirt.
That's a shirt, baby.
Look at this. I think.
I like it.
Units.
So tell me about this show. First of all, what's your name, sir?
Mike Allendorf, Fire Marshals, Shively Fire.
All right, Lively Shively. What's going on
It
down in
is.
Shively nowadays?
Not much anymore. I think the tone of the lively's gone, but it's still our moniker, our motto. We still have it and embrace it in the firehouse.
Yeah.
But other than that, we're doing pretty good.
And now that you got that Dixie Highway straightened around, at least for the most part, some people disagree.
Yeah, I think some people are going to disagree with that. And I think sometimes our fire apparatus have difficulties.
Do you? I was going to ask you about that because I come down when I go to and from Flagey a bit. I've noticed an improvement But what's that like trying to navigate after the change happened?
It does. It is predict a little trouble. We also run into those that are not using the turn lanes correctly, where we're trying to make the correct turn and someone's making an illegal turn, and that hinders our apparatus a little bit as well. Because let's face it, we just can't turn a fire truck on a dime.
No, you can't, right?
No.
Tell me a little bit about this shirt, boss. What do you got here?
Well, it's just a Hawaiian shirt. Had the Hawaiian shirt. It's it's summertime. We got collecting. We got to represent the good old heat. What better way? Some Hawaiian shirts. Got my fire apparatus on here. Got a fireboat somewhere on there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you do.
We don't have a boat in Shively, but it's kind of we're a little landlocked.
So I think your Hawaiian shirt brought out the sunshine for us today.
So it's feeling good out there. Humidity's there.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. So how long have you been a part of the WHAS Crusade for Children?
Oh, well, I've been with a couple different departments, so this is year number 35.
Oh, my.
Congratulations.
So thank you.
Oh, my.
If it wasn't for you all, you couldn't be doing that and getting that next number.
And how long you been in the firefighting business?
Same amount of time.
No kidding. How'd you start?
Oh, gosh. Well, there's this one little TV show back in the 70s called Emergency.
Love that show. Love that show.
Got bit by that watching that TV show, and then that's all she wrote.
So how true to life when you look at some of these fire dramas have been a big deal lately, and they've had a lot like Chicago. How true to life are those?
Well, there are fires. They are hot. People do need our assistance. That's about it.
Would you say maybe Emergency was a little closer to the truth than Firehouse Life?
Absolutely. I still stand by that. That class when I was teaching fire classes, I would show that at break and at lunch. It is the most realistic fire show that ever was created, even by today's standards.
So you're a Randolph Mantooth guy or Gage?
I was a Roy DeSoto guy.
Oh, Roy DeSoto, that's what it is. Yeah, Roy DeSoto.
The reason that was, he started out as a fire marshal. I'm a fire marshal, so that was kind of the tie. And then John Gage was cool. He was more the rescue guy. Right. And there's those that love the rescue. I'm more the other side.
What do they mean by 10 ringer CC? They always said in that show.
Oh, that was a drug that was administered, lactate ringers, that's a medication, and then sodium bicarb, another medication. It was just IVs that he established to help the patient.
It seemed like they were always giving it to him, and I never knew what it was.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's got to be some wonder drug.
Everything was TKO, to keep open.
Exactly.
That term's still used today.
But you guys don't carry the big box with the phone and...
No, it's all handy talkies and other things nowadays.
Outstanding. It's so good to have the folks from Shively here, Chief. Appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you. I love going down there and visiting with the folks down at Flagey. Oh, yeah. I got good stuff going on down there. And down
high school down there.
Has had that and Notre Dame Academy. Yep. They do good stuff down there, that's for sure. So what you got for us today, boss?
Well, I'm going to sit this
Hold that?
Yeah, sit that right there.
Okay, I'm sorry if it hit anything.
That's all right.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank the citizens and businesses in Shively that donated to us. If it wasn't for their generosity, we couldn't have the total that we have, which has to your house tote board, which eventually goes to the kiddos and helps those children in need. And then after that, I would like to thank the mayor and our city council for allowing us to do what we do, go out and collecting. And last but not least, Chief Mucker for giving us not the day off, but he understands that this has to get done, and we have to do our collection, but we also got to maintain the firehouse. But we let it go a little bit. We'll catch up Monday, do our window stuff Monday.
Right.
Mopping floors. The other side.
There's a lot of that stuff goes on, right?
Everybody thinks we just put out fires, but no, we got to clean the fire out. Windows, floors, all that good stuff.
You do the dishes too?
Not me. I'm a fire marshal.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Right.
Other people will do that.
Give those to the rookies?
It does.
Yeah, I bet it does.
A lot of those chores will go to the young guys. We have a few of those on board right now, so they got it done.
Good.
And can you talk about some of the ways that you guys got donations today and we're out in the community this year?
We got some businesses that send in checks the old-fashioned way, which we'll take that. And then we did the old-fashioned roadblocks, and that's pretty much it. All we did this year. We're trying to think of some different things for next year. Trying to think outside, but we're a very small department. We got about 8 square miles, about 23 firefighters, so we're small, but we're going to try to do something different. Think outside
Small
the
but
box.
mighty.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, something like that.
Nice.
So,
what do you got for us, boss?
Well, I'm going to start with some business donations. These are all those that gave to us that were under $1,000, and that is Shively Lewis and Parkland Lodge, Jet Sarah Global Fabricating, also known as Back Alley Ornamental, SureFit Dentures, Hotel Tax Group, Southwest Pallet Recycling, Churchill Downs VFW Post 2921, Michener's Distillery, and the Hazelwood Center. We had one donation that was $1,000 or more, and that was Louisville Cartage.
Oh, nice.
So that was our businesses. Some residential checks that we had was under $100. We had Judy Harris, Shanita Wright, and Catherine Ansert. We had a few checks that were over $100. One was from Pam Burris, M. Diane Steffen, and then Michael Stuber. What's cool about what he does is they do an annual block party in their neighborhood, and then they do a chili cook-off with their neighbors. So they always invite us. I don't know why they invite firefighters in Chile.
Oh, we just were asking that question in Charlestown, right?
Yeah,
Go figure, right, boss?
Yeah, we come out there and we'll judge that chili, and then he gives us a check for $200, which we appreciate.
Yeah.
You get to be one of the judges?
I have once. Sometimes
Nice.
it's on the Saturday, and I try to get out there if I can. You know,
Yeah.
the crews always want to go out there. It's one of the details they like doing because they get to eat.
Right.
I haven't figured
Go
that.
figure.
I know. It's just like us in Chile and those law enforcement people. They eat those little round biscuits.
No, yeah.
I
Never heard those.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to say what it is because.
Right.
Also have a couple of memory honor ofs. Teresa Least, $50 in memory of Joyce Palmer. Brian Wathen, $100 in memory of his father, Chief Ronnie Wathen, who was a past Shively fire chief who passed away last year in 2024. Bruce and Wenda Himes, $50 in honor of Mildred. And Mike and Becky Allendorf, $125 in honor of our 5 incredible grandkiddos.
Good. Good deal.
Let's get that. We did get some food. Again, talking about chili and food.
Talk about food. That's all right.
We did have some wonderful folks that helped us out this year. Beer Nose on Dixie Highway, Papa John's at 7th Street Road for donating pizzas. Saturday we tried to do like a pizza party.
Yeah.
Come in, get everything broken down, and then have a little party for our folks, and they donated.
Shout out to my man George Simmering with Beer Nose.
Yes,
he is always wanting to step to the plate, brother.
He does. He takes
Yep.
care. I know
Yep.
some of the other Beer Nose locations donated as well.
Yep.
So yeah.
Good
hats
deal.
off to them. And
Good
also
deal.
Pizza Hut on 7th Street. They dropped us off some pizza today for lunch.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, those 4 pizzas were nice and warm right out of the oven.
Say, never mind the chili. You all about the pizza.
Well, yeah, we'll take anything.
That's
You know,
my kryptonite
firefighting.
too. That's
Crusade,
my
we're in
kryptonite.
it.
Yeah, I
You
can
know,
eat pizza all
I've done a few
day.
of that myself over the years.
Yeah.
Got a couple of miscellaneous things
Sure.
people like to thank. Safety Co. Millers Lane, they donated one of those message boards, electronic billboards for us, just to advertise our roadblock and all that. So we appreciate them doing that for us. I know they help other departments out, but having them in our backyard works out. And it's great for us. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Becky for coming up to the past 3 days and cooking for the firefighters at the firehouse. Her coming up cooking for the firefighters. That way they can stay on the street and they don't have to get the young guy in to cook.
Right.
We have some people that, they cook a minute rice, we'll run a minute, you open up the top, it's got water in it. So sometimes you got to teach the firefighters how to cook.
Right.
But other than that, I have a grand total for you all.
Let's do it.
I know you're
Come
all
on
busy.
now.
For the grand total from Shively Fire Department for 2025 and for the 76th Crusade for Children, Shively is proud to donate $9,292.31.
Amazing. Outstanding.
Shively Fire Department,
Thank you.
$9,292.
And 31 cents.
And
31
You
cents.
cannot forget the 31
helps.
cents.
That
It
rates
does.
it up a little bit.
It does. And let's just get a grand total
Let's read
right
it.
now
Let's
that
read
we
it,
have
boss. What do you
so
say?
far.
Here's what we have.
Got
$3,478,676.84.
Incredible.
So if you're down seeing the good folks in Shively, stop by and see my man and get a look at his cool shirt, will ya? All right, let's toss it out to Travis now here at Crusade for Children.
All right, guys, we are in most people's favorite place today here on Crusade weekend, the food hall here in the garage. And I got Perry with me. Perry, how long have you been volunteering for?
A long time. I've been with it. I love the Crusade.
What were some of your first memories as a kid volunteering with Crusade?
As a kid, they used to have it at Memorial Coliseum, which was a union shop, but a big stage and enormous audience. And people would come in all night long because the Crusade ran for 24 hours. It was pretty exciting.
And would you do the overnight shift sometimes?
Well, then I was just a kid. I was there to watch.
Hey, well, sounds like you're pretty involved. And then we got Kelly Logsden, who's one of our Crusade employees. So Kelly, you planned for this all year long. I know your voice wasn't quite prepared for the weekend, but what does it mean for you to see everything come to fruition this weekend?
Oh, it's truly amazing. All these vendors and all these donations, all these companies that donate food, Kroger's, KFC, Cracker Barrel. I mean, I just have a whole list of people, generous community.
Papa John's, Huber's Family Restaurant that donated food. And you guys said we serve 3,000 people, some of them twice, some of them 3 times?
Well, whatever they want. With the firefighters, you want them well fed. These guys work hard and they do a great job for the Crusade. But Kelly has done a great job because she sees to it that they get fed.
Well, Well, yeah, this is kind of their celebration meal after they drop off the money, come in here, get some barbecue and whatnot. All right, well, thank you guys so much. Thank you for keeping everyone fed. And we're going to send it to the Corridon remote now, where Ian Hardwitt is with the Ekron Fire Department.
We're here in Corridon, Indiana, but make no mistake, we're talking to a Kentucky Fire Department today. This is the Ekron Fire and Rescue Volunteer Fire Department coming to us from the center of Meade County. This is Captain Adam Whitford, and just tell us a little bit about what is special about this year raising money for the Crusade?
Well, I mean, this year is great like any other year. The opportunity to be able to provide for the children of our community and for this area through this program is something that we really relish and we cherish, because I've been around the country, never seen anything like this anywhere else, and have the opportunity for our department to participate in this means a lot to us.
And I understand you're honoring a former chief of the Meade County Fire Department, right?
Yes, Chief Larry Nazer passed away in December. He was a key element in training a lot of the firefighters throughout our county. He was actually a captain on our fire department at one point before he got ill. He passed away from that illness, so everything that we're donating today is in memory of him.
Yes, and if he did that for the recruits, I'm betting that he had a long history with Crusade as well.
Absolutely. I've seen pictures of him all the way back from when he had hair, so that was a long time ago.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about what made this crusade happen for y'all. It's not just the roadblocks. I understand your wife here, Anne Marie, had planned a golf scramble, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so this year we hosted our third annual golf scramble to raise money for Crusade for Children, and it was very successful. We are so thankful for all of our sponsors and all of our team players who helped us out this year. So that will go into today's total that we'll read later.
Yeah, before we get into all the special people that we want to thank today, I understand you also did some door-to-door knocking, and the kiddos are a part of that. So do we want to say anything about who we're joined here with today in these little shirts?
So this is one of our firefighters. His name is Michael Gardner, and these are his children. And they have been along the ride with us this whole time. So they've been such a great help.
Yeah, shout out to the Gardner family there. We know going door to door is a big undertaking, and when all this adds up, I mean, it's a truly massive total, but we have some special people we want to thank today. So let's just start pecking down the list here.
Okay, so first of all, we have a $15,000 donation from an anonymous donor in memory of Philip Aaron Embry and Nolan Lane Snyder. We have a $9,000 donation from the Ekron Fire Department 3rd Annual Golf Scramble in memory of Chief Larry Nazer. We have a $500 donation from Kevin and Darla Lusk in memory of Judy Lusk. Another $500 donation from William Gherkins in memory of Becky Gherkins. A $300 donation from the Rayleigh family in memory of Clay Fackler. A $200 donation from Bobby Simpson in memory of Bob and Bodie Simpson. A $100 donation from Tim Latondras in memory of Tom Lancaster. A $100 donation from Leslie and John Woolridge in memory of Tom Woolridge and Jack J. Latondras. A $100 donation from Kevin Wethington in memory of the Wethington family, Kevin, Christine, Logan, and Riley. A $100 donation from Jennifer Carter in memory of DJ. $100 from Norma Bowling in memory of Jack and Carol. A $100 donation from Richard and Pamela Chapman in memory of Jacoby Hager. A $100 donation from Benny Bruner in memory of Francis Bruner, Bradley Rhodes, Kenny and Martha Barger. A $100 donation from Donna Butler and Stephanie Curl in memory of Kenny Butler, former chief of Ekron Fire Department. A $100 donation from James and Emily Ferguson in memory of Seal Whelan. A $50 donation from Darla Watts in memory of Shirley Chandler Meeks. A $50 donation from Tony and Jane Wethington in memory of Gary Wethington and Ermin Durbin. A $50 donation from Jane Wethington in memory of Nick Ashley. A $50 donation from Louis Latondras in memory of Jack Joe Latondras. A $50 donation from Angelia and William Bevel in memory of Tammy Ramsey. A $50 donation from Scott and Benita Finch in memory of Jack Latondras. And a $20 anonymous donation from in memory of Big Fred Adams.
Awesome. That's a lot of money, a lot of names to get through. We'll give you a brief little break. It's not just the people who give to honor these folks. It's also the money that's collected at the roadblocks. And I understand many fire departments were facing the rain. Y'all got a little soaked, but it did not dampen the spirits of the people who were giving money, from what I understand. Adam, talk about it.
Absolutely not. It doesn't matter, rain or shine. Our community always comes together and provides the ability for us to give to the program here. We could be getting hail, we could be getting snow. We're going to get out there and get the donations.
Yeah, hopefully we're not going to see any hail and snow next May. Where do you?
Kentucky.
Yeah,
You never know.
You never know. Where do you guys post up when you do this?
We're a small community. We have no stoplights. We have one business, two businesses really. So the only place we can set up is in Midway, and it's a two-way stop. So we have to be careful. We don't do a whole lot of roadblocks. We more rely on the door-to-door.
More rely on the door-to-door. I'm sure people are happy to see y'all coming down, especially since you have such a colorful squad of kiddos coming in behind you. Let's not make anybody wait any longer. You have a pretty interesting total this year. Let's explain the significance of the number 7 before we get to it.
So every department in our county has a different number. Ours just happens to be 7, which I love because it's lucky number 7. So this year's total worked out to be $37,777.
Very nice, $37,777. That's an easy one to remember, and change just like this is what helps grease the wheels and get that total going. Let's see it. Go ahead and enter these buckets.
Grab the bucket.
From the streets of Ekron.
1, 2, 3, go!
Out into here. That's all right, a little bit out the sides, but we're gonna make sure we get all that scraped up because every single cent that's donated certainly does count. Your dimes, your nickels, your quarters, your pennies, they all add up, and you can actually make that number go up for our grand total later today. Right now, you can call 582-7511, or you can call toll free if you need to. That's 1-888-382-7511. You can also type it in on your computer, WHAScrusade.org, or yes, the little QR code that's been at the bottom of your screen for hours. You can scan that. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, or Apple Pay. You can donate to our grand total. We're going to be raising millions for kids who absolutely need this, and you can catch up with the Crusade on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can change a child's life, and these people today certainly have. We'll be back in Borden, Indiana, as we're adding up more of this change, more of these donations, more of these in memories for you today.
6 and 7 next year. Oh, yeah. I'm just checking the calendar here. Next year, Shay.
Already counting down.
Will be June 6th and 7th for the WHAS Crusade for Children. This calendar is magnificent. We're going to talk about that and its creator a little bit later on. It's the 72nd WHAS Crusade for Children. Alongside Shay McAllister, I'm Terry Miner. So good to meet you. Oh, do you mind if I read a note?
No, please.
First off, I took a phone call a little while ago, and she was in Florida, and her name's Mickey. She's, I think, listening to us online. And she said, I just wanted to say hi one more time. I was the first Crusade Queen in 1956. She goes, I'm doing great in Florida, and it's great to talk to you again. I'm doing wonderfully. And she just said, the Crusade was so wonderful, to me in my childhood years. Then I took another call from a woman who was 11, and she came to the 1956 Crusade as an 11-year-old. She lived at 17th and Broadway. She and her cousin came over to Memorial Auditorium, talked about that, how their mom was so mad because they didn't get home till midnight. But they said the show was so great.
Oh, my gosh.
So from that, it leads me to this. These 1950s are just wild. Let me see here. This one, yeah. In 1954, Jim Shaw became a Crusade volunteer, and at the 19 1956 Crusade.
Wow.
Jim met Barbara. They married 6 months later. Jim was always a giver for the Crusade, and this $500 donation is in memory of Jim from Barbara and family. Isn't that nice?
Yes, that's
I mean, that's so
special.
great. What a year that is, that I just happened to connect with 3 people from the 1956 Crusade today. Also, a very special donation as well of $500 here. Patty Greenwell, in loving memory of my granddaughter Brittany West, who started as a Crusade volunteer at the age of 12. Volunteered until she passed at age 32, and that was 9 years ago. She's deeply missed and very loved. Thank you, Patsy Greenwell. So sweet of you to send this along in her memory. And we just appreciate all the volunteers who've helped the Crusade over the years. So everybody touches us in one way or another. And here's yet another one here that they brought this check in already, Shay.
Okay, great. Well, this is from New Albany Professional Firefighters, Local 410. We appreciate them for $1,500.
See how that goes? $1,500 there, $500. Yeah, we're racking up some totals. That's how that goes.
Very, very cool.
Dawn Lee joins us too, of course, from our WHAS Crusade for Children. Mr. Stilger, good to see you as well. You're on our board.
Yes, sir.
Indeed.
Here with a very important mission, as we know, the Endowment, an important part of the Crusade. Can you tell people a little bit about it?
Absolutely. I'm so fortunate that there were some super smart people that came before me and decided that an endowment would be a way to ensure the future of the Crusade. And that's exactly what we're seeing. The endowment was started. We've worked really hard on it on the past 20 years. And that allows us to give 100% back of every donation to help kids. And that's so important to this community, I think, that we can continue that tradition. But at the same time, we want to help boost the tote board, not just cover expenses. So we're thrilled that this year we're going to, again, be able to help the tote board with funds that are raised through our endowment interest.
Outstanding. And how often does the endowment board meet? Tell us about the process involved in all that.
Yeah, so we have professional money managers that manage the funds of the endowment. And then about quarterly, the endowment board gets together to discuss kind of their investment strategy, where they're hitting their targets, and make kind of suggestions on that. Then they report back to the board itself, during all of our meetings as well, to let us know where we are.
And the whole idea, of course, is to just build that foundation so that we know the Crusade is safe long after we're all gone.
Yeah, on the website, it says change a child's life or change a child's life forever. So the idea here is that we're going to take all these nickels and dimes and distribute hope for years and years to come by having a solid financial base that we can distribute funds from, put them to the tote board every year.
And we've actually seen it, I want to mention, in play as recently as COVID, where the endowment played a really critical role in helping the Crusade.
Absolutely. That was a scary year for everybody, I think. And people couldn't get out. And a lot of fire departments were concerned about collecting money because everything that might have had germs was a frightening thing at that time. And so our endowment was able to really make sure that the agencies and schools and hospitals were still able to get grants that year to help kids who otherwise would have been left without the help they so desperately need.
By the way, I'm still scrubbing my pizza boxes when they come.
Wiping off your mail, Terry?
I'm a little bit of a nut.
Yeah, no. But just to say, it is such an important program, and we've seen it recently really be vital to the success of the Crusade.
Absolutely. And then we do have a board that is so invested in making sure that we continue to build the tote board at the same time as protecting the future. So I'm so grateful to them for having the generosity of spirit to say, what can we do this year that'll stretch us as much as we possibly can?
Well, I think that leads us back to you, Dennis. So this year, what is the endowment able to provide for us?
So this year, the endowment will be contributing $750,000
Hello, everybody!
To the tote board for the Crusade for Children.
$750,000. Oh, Dennis. Well, I don't know what else you do during your calendar year, but that's a pretty good moment when you can walk into a place like that.
No, absolutely. This is a huge investment that we're able to make, and with your all's generosity, we'll be able to make ones like this in the years to come as well.
So thanks to everybody again. Dawn, you're right. People thought of the endowment so many years ago because prior to, we just lived on fumes year to year. As soon as one crusade would end, we had zero. And so then they thought, we got to get a backstop here. And so this has turned into just such a beautiful thing. For you to be able to do that this calendar year and still have the strength of the foundation all told, you know, that's big for us.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thanks,
well, thank you very, very much.
All
We
right,
appreciate
from the
that.
WHAS Crusade for Children Endowment, pretty sweet, $750,000. And that means we get to reveal another tote board total as we do that now. Up to this hour, it is now $4,289,268.06.
Wow.
Great.
That's a big old
Nice
jump
check,
there.
homie.
Yeah, thank you. Look at that.
Breaking
pretty
4
strong.
million. Okay, we love that. Thank you very much, Dennis. Thank
Shay,
you,
that
Don.
doesn't happen very often in my life. I don't know about you, but somebody walking around.
Oh, every now and then, you know. Yeah.
I remember transferring some papers when I bought a house, but I didn't have that kind of coin to throw down on the table.
That's fantastic, and that's a big jump we appreciate. All right, guys.
It's the 72nd WHAS Crusade for Children at this hour, about $4.3 million. Still a long way to go. We've got people scattered everywhere who are talking to fire departments. You can still call us at 582-7511 or 888-382-7511. And use all the other apps if you want to donate that way too. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay. And of course, go online at WHAScrusade.org for a secure donation there. So let's jump to one of those locations just up the road in Lanesville, Indiana.
Back here in Corden, Indiana, we're joined by a fire department we passed on the way over here driving west out of New Albany. This is the Lanesville Volunteer Fire Department. I'm here with Assistant Chief Tony Combs, who's been doing this a long time. He's one of the old guys around the station.
Yeah, unfortunately. I've been doing it for about 28 years now. So, yeah, I've been around a few times.
I'm sure there's a few people in your community who are thankful you've been doing this 28 years.
I'm sure there are. There are quite a few people that great people in our community, and you know they step up every year, and we appreciate them too. So.
And has Crusade been part of your whole 28 years at this department?
Yeah, pretty much. I think just about any fire department in Kentucky or southern Indiana is, you know, Crusade is a part of your life. So, you know, you work it, you know you're going to be doing it every year, and so yeah, you're there and in force.
And occasionally that means you get wet. I understand that happened to a lot of your newer guys and even you in the past of Crusade doing these roadblocks.
Yeah, we were a little moist, just a little moist. You know, it wasn't too bad though. You know, we're firefighters, so we're used to getting wet. It's not a big deal. So.
Absolutely, and the community really shows up for these things, not just to put fuel in the bellies of the firefighters who are raising money, but they make some donations themselves. Who are some of the special shout outs we want to give today?
Sure. Well, Ian, there's a few people that I like to thank every year. One of them is a retired firefighter, Frank Price. He comes down every year and helps us out, and he works for hours out on our roadblocks.
Wow.
And we really appreciate his help because he, like I said, he helps out immensely. So
we all need somebody who's going to be that glue.
Exactly. Well, I also like to thank Charles Stilger. He's the son of one of our past firefighters who passed away, and he comes down usually and tries to help out. So he was down Friday night for a while and helped us out. So I like to thank them. Terry Gayhart, who's the wife of one of our firefighters, she's been doing a great job the last 5 or 6 or so years getting our food for us and feeding us, which is very important.
Yeah.
We always eat well during this weekend. And so she does a great job, and her and actually Shelley Burton, who's again a wife of a retired firefighter, she helped out, and they did a wonderful job of keeping us fed and well ready to go out and work. So
once you're in that orbit, it sounds like it's hard to leave.
It is. So I would like to also thank some of our food donations this year. We had some excellent food. I usually gain a few pounds every weekend around this time of year for some reason. I don't understand why, but Cupine Barbecue and Gunther Chop Shop, they're both located in, I think, around New Middletown. They were wonderful. They brought pans and pans of wonderful barbecue and baked beans and potatoes and you name it.
Tony, stop! You're making me too hungry.
I know, my mouth is watering again just thinking about it. But we've actually got some leftovers. We're going to go back to the station after this and eat. But yeah, they brought over pans of food. We want to thank them. They were wonderful. And also Carved Meats here in Corden. They donated some delicious sandwiches. Like I said, we always have plenty of food, and I appreciate that because we need a lot of food to keep all of our guys energized. It's an important thing. So I appreciate everything that they do every year. So
yeah, and if you're watching right now, you're in the heat of Crusade, which means lots of people make donations in memory of other people in their community, past firefighters, other people who gave in the past. So let's just talk a little bit about some of these big ticket donations that happened out of Lanesville.
Certainly, Ian. We've got I've got a few here that I want to read off that are wonderful in memories of or in honors of. But those are very important, and we appreciate those. But I also would like to mention just all the people who give anonymously.
Oh yeah.
Because they give a lot of money and don't want their name read, and that's fine. But we want to appreciate them as well.
We have to.
Exactly. So I'll get started here on my list. First off, Lanesville Heritage Weekend Incorporated. Their donation was $1,717. We had one from Mike House in memory of Vicky, Joshua, Clarence, and Mildred House for $1,000. Lanesville Food Mart, $500. Nancy Walter in memory of John Walter and Angela and Thomas Elder, $300. Ronnie Eisert, $300. Dolores and Ronnie Lind in memory of Pauline and Clarence Lind, Crystal Wilson and Georgia and Carl Whitehouse, $200. In memory of Zeke and Phyllis Combs, $200. Otis and Myra Kerr in memory of Imogene and Robert Richardson, Annette McKay, Martha Kerr, Darlene Kerr, and Kenneth and Ruth Kerr, $150. Jim and Mary Walter in memory of Jeff Faree, John Walter, and Angie and Thomas Elder, $150. Maurice Guesswine in memory of Anna Guesswine, $150. In memory of Owen and Bo James, were two nephews of one of our firefighters who tragically passed away in an automobile accident a few years ago, $100. Frank and Annetta Price in memory of Butch Stilger, $100. John Colin in honor of John and Susan Colin, $100. Barbara Hess in memory of Jerry Hess and Eric Wibbles, $100. Zerschmied Gun Company, $50. Donald Hussong in memory of Jan Hussong, $50. And Nancy and Mark Elder in honor of Allison Blevins.
So many names, so many people giving, and there's more organizations that also give. It's not just the small businesses, but the churches too.
The churches are a big part of our community, and they do a wonderful job of helping us and getting some money for a great cause. So I would like to mention them as well. We have St. John's Lutheran there in the Lanesville community. Their total this year was $2,103. St. Mary's Catholic Church was $2,268.21, and then Lanesville United Methodist was $340. So we appreciate all that they do and help us out.
Absolutely. The church is coming in strong this year, but also the money that you raise year round and the money that you raise yourselves by going door to door, it's pretty significant too.
Yes, it is. We always go, we do the same thing pretty much every year. Everyone in the community knows when we're going to be out and everything. So, we do door-to-door collections. We have a small box that we put in the Lanesville Food Mart to collect money, and then we just do our roadblocks, and that's where we get most of our donations through that and through the churches. So, again, we appreciate everyone. This year, the box that we had at Lanesville Food was $87.61, and then our door-to-door we did $858.95.
And the door-to-doors are a lot of fun because it's it's everybody's opportunity to see the fire department show up to their house without there being a fire.
Exactly. We try to, come into the communities and the neighborhoods and make a little noise, wake people up, and hopefully get them to give us a little bit of money. And it was a little moist and a little damp yesterday when we were doing it, but it worked out, and we actually got some pity money, I think. So it was good. It was good.
Yeah, it's a good photo opportunity. You soaking out there in the rain.
Exactly.
Well, Tony, before we get to this year's total, let's take a walk down memory lane for just a little bit. If you've been doing this for over 20 years, then that means you probably have some good memories of your own.
I've got a lot of good memories, a lot of fun times. There's been times in the past where we've stood out in a thunderstorm, with lightning and everything else. We're probably not the smartest guys, but we stand out even in thunderstorms. This year, thankfully, there was no lightning or anything else, just a little rain, no problem. We were good, but yeah, a lot of memories and a lot of good times.
Well, that's the thing, rain or shine, the heart is always going to prevail with Crusade. So let's get into this year's total. I understand we're blowing out last year.
Yes, we did. Our goal is to always at least get higher than the year previous. We did that this year, I'm glad to say, and we really actually came close to our all-time high. Not quite, but we were close to it. So I was very, very happy about that. So last year's total was $17,358.51, which was good. I never want to say that it's nothing. It's always great. Our best ever though was back in 2021, and that was $20,321.67. We were almost there, about $800 to $900 shy of that, but. Still a wonderful total, and again, I want to thank our community for everything that they do to help support us. So this year's grand total for the Lanesville Volunteer Fire Department was $19,275.72.
$19,275.72. Give yourselves a round of applause, gentlemen. That's fantastic. We're seriously excited about that. Lanesville showing up, showing out, and you guys want to tip the buckets? I mean, that's got to take you back, right?
Yes, exactly.
Just over $19,000. We're talking only about $1,000 short of their all-time record from 2021. If you want to be a part of everything that's going on here, you can do it from your phone. You could call right now, 582-7511. We've had people answering your calls since about 7 in the morning today. That's what was on my TV when I woke up. If you want to go and donate online anytime, no need to talk to anybody, WHAScrusade.org, that's the website to use, or that QR code at the bottom of your screen. If you're familiar with Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, you know how this works. You can donate right now. All that money will go to the children. We'll see you back here in Corden in just a little bit.